Welcome into a casual version of TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Yo soy David Eduardo Nuno. I'm David Nuno. And we've got a panel to discuss what happened on the show today. Ava Davis, Nick Savage. Ava, do you like Nick with his hat backwards?
I do.
And what about it?
I think it's different.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it is.
Out of his comfort zone, maybe?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, he's not a hat backwards kind of guy. Am I a hat backwards kind of guy or a hat forward kind of guy?
I don't think I've ever seen you wear a hat.
I don't wear a hat very
I
often.
don't think you're a hat guy.
I'm not a hat guy, but when I wear a hat, I can't keep it in one spot like I do, like what Nick's doing right now. I do it gangster, like to the side. I do it all, and my kids are like, "What do you do?" There you go. That's a good look. Ava, your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part was a segment of Luke and Matthew, the Aggies and the pros.
Oh, didn't make the cut. Try again.
Oh, no.
Hold up. Ava, you were doing so good. You were doing so good, but like you can't choose a segment that A, wasn't good, and B, the guy in the segment didn't know what he was talking about. Like, hey, yeah, the UFL champion is this team, the Michigan team. No, Michigan didn't win, Luke. So you can't. Next time they have to be accurate.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
So that was your favorite. All right.
Was.
Fail.
Okay.
What's your favorite, Nick?
I'm going to go Auhmad Robinson, national champion. How about that?
Okay. All right. Can I say Josh Pate? Can I say Josh Pate for mine?
You can. This is the longest intro ever, by the way.
It's not even real, though. We're not really recording.
It's
or are
fake.
we? I think we are.
Okay.
So who else is on the rewind?
Adam Spencer and OB. Watch it.
Thanks. And this is going to be a topic that comes up later on in the show. I'm going to have Adam Spencer on at 9:35. He works for Saturday Down South. He did an article on overrated, underrated quarterbacks or where they should be. He had Marcel in the overrated category.
Interesting.
And I'm going to ask him why, because where should Marcel be rated?
Right, because I haven't seen anybody put him like in.
I've seen him 6 on a couple. Okay. If you want to say that a couple places have him at 6, that maybe that's a little hot. But who would you put above him? I don't understand that. But there's other quarterbacks he goes into that I'll see if I can find that article here as I'm talking to you. But my point is, I think Marcel's not overrated anywhere.
I just don't know how much he's rated right now. I mean, I think he's going to have a good year because I like what I saw from him last year, and I expect, like almost all quarterbacks do, for him to get better in his second year as a starter, in his first year as going into the season as a starter. But even I wouldn't put him, I might, at best, would probably put him 6th at best.
I find this, I'm going to ask him because I just find some of these I agree. Arch Manning, is he being overrated in some places? Potentially, right? Like we haven't seen enough of him.
Yes, I got one of these periodicals yesterday.
Yeah.
And they have Arch Manning as projected as the all SEC first team quarterback.
Well, and then they have,
I'm thinking Sellers at South Carolina and Nussmeier at LSU are going, really?
You're right. Well, they have DJ Lagway on the same overrated section. And here's a name that caught my attention in the overrated section. Zach Calzada. Is he even rated?
Yeah, that's what I mean. How is he overrated?
Maybe properly rated?
What, you don't think he's going to, you think he's...
Wasn't that great, David? Everyone, I guess it would have been about a week ago this time. Everyone's freaking out. Biggest day in the history of college athletics. Can you imagine just swinging back and forth on a hammock half a world away, occasionally checking your phone when you have service? Does something happen? Yeah. And then you roll back over, go back to sleep. That was my life last week.
You know, it's interesting. When I have vacation, I can't wait to have vacation and I need it and I want to get away. And then when I'm there, I'm thinking about work, like content that I want to do. Like I get fresh. Like the recharge is a real thing. Like you come back like refreshed with like things that I hadn't thought of before, because when you're in the middle of it, you only see 2 or 3 feet in front of you. When you're away from it, you kind of get a different perspective. Was that the case for you?
Yeah, I had no idea what to expect. I came to CBS in January of 2020. I haven't taken a vacation day since 2020. I've not been gone a single day because I consider my job a vacation. Basically, when you cover football, it's kind of a vacation. So certainly I have not taken a week away. I didn't know. I didn't know how to handle myself. To be honest, I still don't know how to handle myself. Some would argue I never did know how to handle myself. But yeah, the inclination was there to make sure I was at least somewhat plugged in. I took some business calls in the morning because we're like renegotiating a bunch of deals right now. So I couldn't totally unplug. But as far as putting content out, as far as doing hits like this, as far as like covering anything, yeah, I was about as out as one could be because that's what everyone told me I should do. So I always follow the crowd, as you know. Never a leader, always a follower.
So for me in this show, it's like football season's 24/7 for us. All year long we talk it. But there's a different level of energy and focus, I think, once baseball season ends for us. Then we get to this part of the summer. We're a month away from SEC Media Days. And I think that's the next chapter of like the refocus. Is that kind of how it is for you?
Yeah. So this is also the time of year where, like I was saying, if you have deals that you want to renegotiate, like everyone shapes their contract to come up this time of year, whether it's me or whether it's 15 other people. So that's going on. And then obviously, simultaneous to that, if you want to maybe add people to your staff internally, this is when they're free to move. Then you also have the ability to talk to coaches because, relatively speaking, this is as free as they'll ever be.
Give me your criteria for how you came up with who's considered overrated and underrated.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's about hype. I mean, I know that a lot of y'all down in Aggie land are pretty bullish on him. You're right. Like in the 9, 10, 11 ranges, I would say would be pretty properly rated. But, the 6, 7, 8 is where I would probably take a little bit of issue with having him up there. Like, there's no doubt, like he's dynamic as a runner. Like there's nothing that I could say to complain about him there. I mean, if you look at his running numbers and Lenora Sellers' running numbers, like Reed has the slight advantage there. Like they both scored the same amount of touchdowns, both had, similar volume, and Reed had slightly higher yards per carry. But it's the passer. He feasted a lot on the short range stuff. He had like 41 or below 50% completion rate on passes that traveled 10 plus yards down the field. 10 turnover worthy plays on those types of throws. So, I just want to see him develop more as a passer. Like, if he can't throw the ball 10 plus yards down the field, I mean, I'm just not entirely sure that he's a guy who can lead a team with playoff expectations. Would you agree that the Aggies want to make a push for the playoff this year?
100%. But this is where my counter would come. He did lead a team last year as the backup quarterback to an almost playoff push, and they didn't. They were 8-5, right? So it was a disastrous November. I recognize that. Without one of his best offensive linemen at the end of the season and his best running back at the end of the season. So I feel like he did put them in position there. And I would also counter with this, and I don't disagree with you on his passing needs to get better, for sure. But I would also say it was his defense that let him down, not his offense. He put that team in position to win the USC game and the Auburn game. He did not have a good Texas game. Nobody on the A&M offensive side had a good Texas game. But if they win the USC game, if they win the Auburn game, and again, with his exact numbers, I'm not adding anything. I'm just saying defensive stops to end the game. The last plays of the game were defensive plays that were not good.
Yeah, coach just came up to us. He was like, we just got to get top 2 in the 4x4, and USC has to get below, 6th place or something. So I was just like, this is actually real. Like, we this close to actually winning the 4x4. And he was also just saying, like, he has been in situations like this before where it comes down to the 4x4. So just go out there and do what you've been doing. And I put my trust into you. And boom.
I've heard him say that before. Like, it does come down to it, right?
Yeah.
So as the day is going, so I remember Luke was talking to us on that Friday, and he's like, look, right now it looks like USC's in pole position to win it all.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that can happen for A&M to win it. So, like, before that point where you knew it comes down to this, we need them to fail or fail-ish, and we need to win or come close to winning. But during the day, as events are, is it real at that point, or is it still like, man, too much has to happen still?
Yeah, it's just like a lot of predictions. What if this? What is this? So it's just like take it one event at a time and see what the score. Because the first day we was down with 26 points. Then Sasha clutched up, got to this 10. We was in fourth.
Yeah. And then for you personally, okay, as you're about to start, I know you're just going to do your best no matter what, right? Like, but are you conscious of what's happening in that particular, like, are you absorbing, all right, dude, I got a chance, or is none of that even in your head?
Yeah, it was nothing in my head. And it was so cold. I was just like, I just want to hurry up and get done.
Yeah.
I was just cold. I just want to hurry up and get done.
At what point, as you cross, do you realize, dude, we just did it?
Everybody's running to me like, bro, we champions. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Because at first, you're not really thinking about that. After you run, you just ran the whole 400 meters. You're tired. And everybody, bro, we're champions. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? And I turned back at the scoreboard. I was like, oh, snap. We really just did it.
And now that you're a national champion, does it feel different?
I don't know. It still hasn't hit me
Yeah.
yet. It's going to take a little minute for it to actually like hit me.
We're not recording. Tell them what to do.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and come back tomorrow for more.
Good stuff. We'll see you next time.